Hi, Cancer. This is the fifth dimension with a general reading for the sign of Cancer. It is my desire to bring some hope, happiness, and light to people that have lost loved ones and miss them so terribly, but to give you some light in the situation and some healing. I am going to pull the characteristics of this person uh, forward. And this person is now assigned to you as your earth guide, and that is why they are coming forward. This is different than your guardian angel. A guardian angel is assigned to you at birth. An extra earth guide is someone who is significant in your life, but who has passed, but stands beside you here on earth as an extra level of love and support. So this is supposed to be uplifting and happy in some of our darkest of times. I pull letters that will hopefully bring out their initials. I pull numbers that hopefully bring out their birth month, date, death, month, and date. Their energy, how did they live? What was their occupation here on earth when they were alive? And also a couple of words for you from them. At the end, I pray and meditate over everything and pull several different tools. It takes me about 30 minutes. And at the end, I ask Divine Great White Light if this person could say anything to my Cancer viewer. If their loved one could say anything to them, what would that be? And I pull those cards, and they're beautiful. And I do see some beautiful cards. I'm going to not waste any more of your time. That's why I did this all in advance, and I'm going to get right down to it. The person who has passed, who is coming forward for my Cancer viewer, is a male. He passed between the ages of 40 and 50 years old. Possibly might have been right around 40, might not have been exactly 50, but he has a very distinct story. His life was taken in his home, so he was murdered at his home. The person who did this to him did end up in prison, but I see him getting away at the end of the story. So possibly the person that committed the crime against your loved one was arrested, and then once the trial was had, they may have gotten a not guilty verdict. So you're very upset about this. I think the person watching this is, or the person that suffered the most impact of this loss is a female. That doesn't mean that you can be male or female watching this, but this is your loved one, so you would know this very distinct story. This man, he did fairly well for himself. He lived in a nice home. He worked very hard. He was fairly successful. And honestly, I mean, did this person possibly murder two people in the home? Um, the man that stands beside you is an earth guide, and possibly his wife or his significant other. That's really in this one column that I pulled that I'm really getting that. I am going to say that I feel like the person got away with it in the end, which is very sad. And I see a woman crying and receiving that news of the person getting away. So that either means the person got away and nothing was ever done about it, or like I said, they were imprisoned and then released. All right, so I'm so sorry for your loss. That's a very tragic story, and I'm sure a very traumatic time. So I'm going to bring some light to your darkness and your grief right now, and I'm going to let you know that the male figure coming forward who has passed is your earth guide. He is here to support you here on earth. He kind of had a teacher mentality or a teacher energy. My dad was like that. He was always trying to teach me something, either teach me a lesson or teach me something about something that happened to someone else and why maybe things could have been done different, or just always very philosophical. This gentleman coming forward is. I had that he was possibly in the military, and I think he might have been in the Army, possibly. I also have, not only did he like to teach, he said to me, the earth is an open school. So I don't know if he was into history or science, but the earth, I mean, he was just very interested in that. And so maybe that was something he would teach you some things about here and there while he was still alive. But I had that he didn't really like to do manual labor, and I thought that that was funny. I have these um, flashcards that I use, and they're really for children, and it brought up the manual labor upside down. So I will take that as he did not like manual labor at all. So, all right, let me get to some other things. Let's bring up his energy as a person. Okay, I have that he was either surrounded by yellow or there was a lot of yellow around him. And I also have like a hazard triangle kind of coming up, which might be the event at the home uh, where his life was taken. Um, but something about yellow, there is just, I mean, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards here, and 4 of the 6 are yellow. I have yellow in them, so there's just definitely something about yellow that you would probably know, but I don't understand that part. All right, I wrote down some intuitive hits that I got. I put them on a postcard. As I'm shuffling and doing all this, as I get intuitive hits, I write them down. Um, I have that his words were like honey. He was able to make you feel better when you felt really sad or really disappointed with something going on in your life, or he was just a great person to make you feel better. He was an overachiever, which I kind of see in these cards. I see that he was financially abundant, but that he worked very hard. So I'm sure he probably might have been slightly like a workaholic type of situation. And he lived in a very nice home. I actually feel like I see the home. It's definitely one a large home, very nice. I have that one of his favorite season was spring, and I think that that was because he liked to work in the garden. Now, I know I said he didn't like manual labor. I am talking about in his occupational energy. He did not really like manual labor, is kind of what I got. But I do believe that he liked to plant, work on his home, his shrubs, his bushes, grow vegetables, and different things like that. So spring was a time of the year that he enjoyed tremendously. I also had some unusual things happen. Normally, when I pull a number card or a letter card, I get 3, 4 at the most. I got much more than that. In fact, it's going to take me 2 displays to show them all to you. Let's go ahead and pick up his letters. Now, I made these cards A through Z just on flashcards, and I asked the divine to please let this person's initials or any words or letters that pertain to them to drop to the floor. I only pick them up if they drop on the floor. I do have some that drop on my lap, but I only pick them up if they drop on the floor. That's the deal that my guides and I have because I struggle with getting so many sometimes. Maybe I'm not shuffling well that day, some more will fall out. So that's our deal, and I'm going to show you what fell to the floor, and I just thought it was, oh my gosh, so many words came out. We have son, so it might be his son that is watching this. I don't think is his son that committed any crime on him, so I'm going to assume that his son might be watching this or that he is his son's guide, one of his son's guides. All right, and I also got the word one. So that might be a message right there. And I thought this was interesting. And then I'm going to show you all the letters individually because you might see his initials or the letters that encompass either his first, last, or middle name, but I got the word news. So you might have been the one that received the news regarding his passing. And if you did lose both of your parents, I just want to tell you I'm so sorry for your loss. This seems a little bit traumatizing, and I just really am so sorry that you had to go through anything like this. But okay, so we have NESW. So even though this says news, it could also encompass his first, middle, or last name, any of these letters. And then I also received 3 more, I, O, and B. He might have gone by Bo. But anyways, don't force these to fit, but think outside the box. You have to be open because it is this is someone who lives in the 5th dimension who is trying to talk through me to you. So don't force things to fit, but do keep an open mind and think outside the box. Same thing happened to me when I did my letter cards. So many fell out. So he has a lot to say, and he's talkative. Let's see, did I pick that up on his? Well, I said that his words were like honey. So maybe he talked a lot and he was a good communicator, good support source as far as talking things out. That makes sense because I have never had this many cards fall. So this may represent, these numbers might represent an age where a significant event happened to him that you know about, a anniversary, a marriage anniversary date, birth month or day, or death month or day. So let me show you so you know what I'm talking about. 20, 27, and 18. Now I have the 0 up here because to me, intuitively, I read that as he lost a child. He might have had a miscarriage. His significant other, obviously he's a male. So you know what I mean. The men still suffer it too. But he did lose a child before the child was born. All right, so let's see. We also have 11, 31, 8, and 7. Now don't forget, 7 could be July, 8 could be August, 11 could be November. So any of these months may be significant to him. So it might be July, August, or November 31st. Or it could be July, August, November 20th, 18th, or 27th. So I hope that some of these numbers resonate with you. And you can confirm that this is in fact your person. I would like to do my favorite part now, which will close us out. If he had anything he could say to you right now, what would he say? So I have some cards that I call Stairway to Heaven, and I ask the divine, the great white light, to please let this man speak to his Cancer loved one right now. And I let whatever cards fall on the ground, and I take them all. Again, I got 1 extra than I normally get because he is a very communicative person, which I know you must miss him terribly. All right, so he wants you to know some beautiful things. He says, as a soul, I can be in several places at once. So he's beside you no matter where you're at. No matter who you're with, what you're doing, or where you're at, he wants you to know he's with you. He can be in several places at one time. That's how important it is for him to communicate to you that he is with you. He's with you through thick or thin, still here as a spirit guide on earth by you. Oh my gosh. And then this one. Who wouldn't want to get this from their loved one? I am standing right next to you. Isn't that beautiful? So he is standing right next to you here on earth as an extra level of love and support. That's absolutely beautiful. He also wants you to know two things, which I think really does confirm his story, because I don't often get these cards. It is not your fault. So is there something that you feel like you could have done something about or changed something? Please do not do that to yourself. Our life and death path are created at the time of our birth. This was his path, and it was his time. But he wants you to know it is not your fault. So just disregard that, let it go. And he said, I'm standing right next to you. Feel my love. It's okay. Everything's okay. This also, I think, has to do with the way that he passed. He wants you to know, now I have no pain. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus, right? So, Cancer, this was a wonderful man, and I'm sure he was significant to you, and I am so, so sorry for your loss again. And if this does not resonate with you, Cancer, please listen to the other Cancer readings. They are timeless. They never expire. I'm bringing forth someone that stands beside you no matter what day it is. So please listen to them, and hopefully if this didn't resonate, one of them will. Please, please, please hit subscribe. I am trying to grow my channel and continue to do this for lots of people, bring them lots of love and healing. I appreciate your support. God bless, Cancer. Bye.